Welcome to Tribal Council once again. Blackbeard crew, second challenge of the season, second loss that y'all are experiencing. There's still hope, but it is not a good way to start this game. I've seen a lot of different tribes, and I just know 2 losses coming up. Next, if you survive and make it to the next episode, it's the make it or break it point for this ship. Bobby, with what I just said, it's going to be the make it or break it point. How important is tonight?
I think tonight is extremely important, but it depends on what you define as important. You have to take everything into account. Can't just be challenged. Has to be the social aspect, has to be the strategic aspect. Everything has to be taken into account when factoring in who you're going to vote out.
Tonight, what are you basing your vote on?
I think I'm basing my vote on a little bit of all, actually.
A little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
All right, best of luck in the vote, Bobby. Thank you. I'm going to double this up for 2 people because they were doing the same thing, experiencing the same situation in the past challenge. And by golly, was it quite painful to watch. Talk about, when they say, oh, it was like watching a train wreck. This was like watching a nuclear explosion worldwide, wipeout, no more humans. Let's start with Megan.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened from your perspective? You were the caller. You were the one trying to instruct Nay.
Well, obviously there was a lot of technical issues going on at the same time. I think as it went on, the level of stress with the technical issues kind of got in the way of proper communication as we went on, and it kind of just was a bit of a building issue. But yeah, hopefully that's not gonna affect everything too much, but yeah.
I will say definitely some technical issues from my perspective as a caller. You did the best that you could. Do you think that, with that being said, performances, it's really all just about like the numbers, like the outcome? Effort, great, but it's about what you produce. Do you think that that is going to affect your position tonight?
It definitely could do. I hope that it won't, because I think I've tried to contribute whatever I can, and I've explained everything that happened, so hopefully it's not going to purely come down to that.
Best of luck. Nay, same to you. What happened from your perspective?
Can y'all hear me? Okay. So basically, I don't know. I feel like she would say click, I would click, and it wouldn't click on the screen, the lag. It was just ridiculous. And then I wasn't able to like figure out what the problem was because I couldn't see anything. So I was blindfolded. So that was frustrating for me because I'm a fixer. So I'm just like, if it's not working, I want to fix it, but I can't because I can't see. And I was trying to walk closer to where my modem was just in case. I don't know, but
try to troubleshoot with a whole blindfold on your head. I saw you walking around trying to fix stuff.
I mean,
you tried. You did try.
Yeah, I did. Megan was good though.
What was going through your mind as like time was passing, as it kept on like getting worse seemingly? Like what was going on? Were you panicking? Were you like, oh shit? Like where was your head at?
I feel like going through my mind, put myself back in that moment. I I could feel the frustration that Megan was feeling because she kept telling me to click something, and I was clicking it, but it wouldn't move. I was switching from my mouse pad to my mouse, and then going back, and then just trying to um I guess troubleshoot it, like figure out what's wrong. Like, is it my mouse? Is it the trackpad? Is it like the internet? I don't know. So it was a little frustrating. And when time kept going, I was just like, dang, how long has it been? Like, has it been 10 minutes? And then I didn't want to see the time, and you told me the time. I was like, damn. So yeah, like
Do you feel like tonight you're a target because of performance, or the same as Megan?
I feel like I could be, yeah. But technically there's only so much that you can really do, especially if it's like the computer or something was going on. That stuff I can't control, and just hopefully my past performance and the connections I made will keep me safe.
Best of luck in the vote, Nate. Thank you. Let's ask Max. Next.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. Working all
So
day, so.
I sort of mentioned earlier that, where y'all are 0 for 2, right? Who,
Mhm.
in your opinion, can you not afford to lose on this team if you want to not be here next tribal council?
Oh, myself, 100%. No, I'm kidding. Realistically, when we think about it, I think that's a tricky question because we're all so valuable in our own assets, and it obviously we've only had 2 immunity challenges, so some of our strengths and weaknesses really haven't come to play yet. But I would say, I would probably say right now, it would be really tricky for us to deal with like losing a captain. So like say Benji or someone, if that captain role, I think that could cause a lot of problems, just like trying to rebalance everything. But I think besides that, I think realistically, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses that it's really important for all of us to, for most of us to stay. But
Mentioning strength and weaknesses, not related to like the vote or leaving. How's the ship running?
so far it's been pretty good. We've had a few slip ups, and I mean, personally, I've been probably overthinking my jobs a little too much, and like probably being, too worried about making sure everything's running smoothly. But I don't know if that's such a bad thing sometimes. I mean, maybe it's a good thing to make sure to like triple check that we're really good on what we need and that everything is getting done. Because that can be an issue when we don't have certain things getting done, because it can cause problems where like we can't get certain supplies or something like that in the long run. And if we want to keep this ship afloat, we're going to have to turn it around and start winning and start making some money.
Thank you, Max. Rachel,
Hello.
how are you?
Doing the best I can.
Best you can. So let's talk a little bit about last tribal.
Yeah.
Anthony left with 6 votes. You received the other 4. When all the votes are coming your way, bring me back. What was going through your mind? How did it make you feel?
Oh my God, I was sweating. I literally, I don't know, because I felt like it's valid if they were to vote me out because of last challenge. Like, that's a valid thing. But I mean, deep down, I had a really good feeling I was going to stay. But it's in the moment when they're reading the votes, it's like so nerve-wracking.
So now let's talk about tonight. Y'all lose again, whether it is or isn't your fault, or you had a hand in it. And we're not, I don't care about that. But do you think just because you got votes in the first tribal that it's easy to be like, well, let's vote Rachel?
I feel like I worked a lot more physically and mentally this past round, getting to talk to a lot of people and like putting myself out there more. And I feel pretty good with a bunch of relationships I have. So like, it wouldn't surprise me if a vote happened to be for me, but I think that I did the work on my part to try and get no votes, but you never know.
So of trying to avoid last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck. Taisha. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
Good. Is it okay for me to ask you a question?
Yeah. Mhm.
Perfect. Is there anyone on the team that isn't pulling their weight? It's a little bit of a non-traditional iSurv1vor season in which like y'all have roles. There's other things to do than just talk, other things to do than just participating in a challenge. Is there anybody that just isn't pulling their weight?
I feel like with us, the number one thing I feel like we need to preach is our communication when it comes to our roles, because in all, like we're all on the ship, we all have roles, but they all intertwine with one another. If you do not do your role, or if you miss out on something, it's going to punish all of us. So that's pretty much where I sit with that. I think we all need to work a little bit better to make sure we know, like check up on who's doing their roles and make sure we all have them done, just so we don't get punished again.
So I'm getting, in short, like communication.
Yes, I think communication is like the biggest factor to make sure that we are getting our shit done.
Do you think that communication with this team in general is why I've seen you here 2 for 2?
Yeah, in a way, but at the same time, I mean, like for our first challenge, we weren't that far off. And I mean, the second challenge was all about communication. Like literally the point of that challenge was communication. And I just think we have everything that's like that we need to be able to communicate with one another. We just have to work with each other a little bit more.
Thank you, Taisha. Missy.
Hi.
Your makeup looks fire.
Thank you.
Loving it.
Thank you.
So we have to mention this, right? In the results of the immunity challenge, unfortunately, you played the harmonica. There was 2 days prior to results. You played the harmonica the first day. The second day you missed out. Thus, the team lost 50 gold. Your opportunity, what happened?
So I'm dumb and I misunderstood. I thought that we had to play it one time before immunity results. I apparently completely missed that you had to do it every single day. And so I thought we were covered. And then someone did ask me, they're like, yo, what happened? And so I went to prod chat and I'm like, clearly I missed something, like what happened? And Drew broke it down for me that it had to be every day, that I did it on the 15th, but I missed it on the 16th. So it wasn't like it's not that I was being lazy. I missed that. I completely misunderstood, but that's still on me. You know, like I still take responsibility and I am so sorry. I thought that I had it covered. If I thought for even a second that I didn't, I would have been on that shit so fast.
Would it be fair based off of that to vote you tonight? And if not, why?
I mean, honestly, would it be fair? Like, yeah, because I still messed up and we're still sitting here because, you know, I mean, like me missing that, it affected the whole tribe. With that being said, I don't want it to be oh, well, Missy, you know, isn't carrying her weight and this is going to be a thing all the time, because like you live, you learn. And if I were to say A, you know, that wouldn't happen again with this role. And if I got another role, I would be sure that I understood it more thoroughly. So I would hope that somebody wouldn't make that choice based on that mindset. But if they're going to make that choice, that's the choice they're going to make. And I accept that because I messed up.
Do you think it's more valuable? Because based on the last challenge, you kind of slayed the insane portion. Had other duos not done so poorly, that 5-minute time could have really benefited the team. So if your tribe is in a scary position in that you lost 2 for 2, if a selling point is, I haven't fucked up a challenge or I'd slayed the last challenge, is that enough to keep you or want people to consider to keep you?
I mean, it's tricky because I feel like doing good in the challenges and doing your job role, it's both equally important, you know. I've tried to show that I can be a team player. Originally, I wasn't really feeling the skull when picking the roles, but nobody, like a lot of people didn't really want it apart from Bobby. He was all down for the dark skull. I tried to step up and show, hey, like I don't mind taking this. Then it was time to do the insane role. And again, I tried being like, hey, I don't mind taking this. I'm hoping that my like willingness to step up makes a difference, but they're both equal, you know, in my opinion. And then there's communication if people feel like they can talk to me or not. I'm hoping I come off as approachable, but we will see by the end of the night, won't we?
Thank you, Missy.
Mhm.
Livingston isn't present for tribal tonight, so we will wrap this Q&A up with the captain, Benji. Benji,
Yes.
this is the theme of tribal council 2 for me, is for at least what I am like spotlighting y'all is 0 for 2, 0 for 2. Do you feel any extra responsibility because of your
I
role, because you
do.
are the head honcho around these parts?
I do a little bit when it comes to the partnering. I had to go to work after the little time that I do had, and there were people that stepped up as far as the difficulty level, which I did do my best to make sure that if anyone had any complaints, reservations, issues, that we sort them out before I had to send them at like the 11th hour. But I do feel slightly responsible. As far as the duos, but I think we all did the best that we could regardless of what happened. We ended up just falling short, but I do take partial responsibility as far as making sure that maybe the duos were the best, or that we all made sure to communicate. As we've been preaching on, communication has been a slight issue here, and it definitely needs to be reined in.
You mentioned something. I have like 2-part questions, so this might take a while for me to come out. So you mentioned, you know, like the tribe, and it's been a theme as well, communication within the tribe, right? And because y'all lost 2 for 2, we lost Anthony under your leadership. Someone else is leaving tonight under your leadership. How difficult is it to make these decisions tonight, like who you are sending home, essentially, under your leadership?
It's super difficult because, again, none of us want to be in this position. I would definitely rather us succeed than be here. I've definitely expressed as well how hard it is to be captain, and although I have them to bounce ideas off of, ultimately I have to do what I feel is best, even after consulting everybody. And when we fall short, I definitely feel it sucks just a little more, because I definitely want to lead everyone to victory. I love all of my crewmates here. I don't want to lose anybody, but right now that is unfortunately the nature of the game once again.
Thank you, Benji. Okay, so earlier tonight, we sent a message about an announcement taking place after tonight. Let's discuss any theories, any concerns, any ideas. Unmute.
Mutiny.
Why do you say that, Bobby?
Well, it goes with the pirate theme, and it's a quick announcement. Mutinies are usually quick. They're like 20 seconds.
If that's the case, what does a mutiny mean for the members of this team?
I don't know. I'm not the members of this team. I don't know how everyone feels about the tribe itself. So we just have to wait and see. And who knows? I could get voted out right now, so it wouldn't even matter to me.
Anybody else have another theory?
Besides mutiny, I mean, like tribe swap or something like that. I could see that happening, but
What would that mean for this team, Max?
I mean, I think for some people it could be a fresh start. For some people, it could ruin their game, you know. But I think that a tribe swap really just would make the game exciting no matter what. I mean, it's always fun. It's always exhilarating when tribe swaps happen. So no matter the outcome for anybody in the tribe, I think they'll still enjoy a tribe swap just because it's an exciting thing to be a part of.
Any other theories anybody wants to share with everybody? Okay, so this is the point in tribal council where I leave the floor to each of you again. But this time, if anybody feels vulnerable, feels like it's them, feels like they haven't been able to say what they've needed to say, this is your opportunity.
I'm going to say something because I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, because I am. I have not really gotten a chance to get on call with everybody one-on-one. And then I wasn't here at the last tribal council because it was my daughter's angelversary. And so I don't know if people feel like I'm unrelatable or they don't really know me. And so I'm an easy loose end. I do want to play. I do want to get to know people. I am trying to reach out. I really hope that people will give me a chance to show that and get to know me as a person. I promise I'm not a monster. So that's all.
Thank you, Missy. Anybody else want to take the floor before we get to the vote? All right. Please make your way over to your Discord confessionals. Here you are going to type the name of the person you want to see written on the parchment, the person you are voting out. I will go and tally the votes and make up the parchments. Once you vote, you can unmute and talk if you'd like. I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. They will be forced to walk the plank. If anyone is in possession of a hidden immunity idol or an in-game advantage, and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. I'll read the votes. First vote, Missy. Rachel. That's one vote for Missy, one vote for Rachel. Missy. 2 votes for Missy. Missy. That's 3 votes for Missy, 1 vote for Rachel. Missy. Next vote. Second person voted out of iSurvivor, Port Royal. Missy. Missy, you can unmute for some final words.
Yeah. No, I saw that coming. Nobody said anything. People, one-word responses. That's okay. Thank you to Prod for having me. I love every one of y'all. Though my journey did not last very long, thank you so much for having me play.
It has been a pleasure, Missy. Obviously, I wish, because almost everybody else in Prod has known you or experienced you. And I just
Yeah.
wish it was a little bit longer. But thank you for applying, playing, doing your thing. You bring such a great presence and a great energy. And I know that you know that. But it is time for you to go. Unfortunately, tonight, the tribe has spoken.
Okay, bye. Y'all have a good night.
Love you, Missy. Bye.
It's hard to get voted out and take it that well. And I know, and I guarantee some of you will not do that. We will, that is TBD.